All right, everybody. As always, thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Premier Esports Academy web series. My name is Dan Himmelstein, founder and brain coach at Premier Esports Academy, and today we're going to be talking about a topic that I use personally every single day in business, in practice, and in life. So, it's definitely something that's very applicable and can be used on a regular basis, and that's goal setting. Now, I'm sure we all set goals. I'm sure we've all set goals in the past. But today we're going to be talking about a very specific way to set goals that are really going to help you accomplish them efficiently, help make you motivated to accomplish them, give you that drive that you need to keep going, keep resetting, and keep succeeding at these goals. So we're going to go through a little process that is going to help you develop these goals. Now, we're going to call them SMART goals. And SMART is actually an acronym, which you may have heard before, but we're going to go through it and make sure that we're hitting all those points that are really going to help us achieve these types of things. So the SMART acronym starts with S, obviously, and that's going to be specific. Now, this is an overarching part of the SMART goal where, if we move through the acronym, they're going to be specific in nature. So S is going to be for specific. Now, M is going to be measurable. And in esports, we have some type of way to keep track of stats and look at, whether it be kills, deaths, accuracy, things like that. But we have to figure out a way to quantify what we want to get to, what we want to achieve, whether that's 65% accuracy or, 60% accuracy on headshots, things like that. We have to figure out a way to really put concrete, hard numbers behind what we're doing. That way we have that direction. We know when we accomplished it and we know what we're trying to achieve exactly. So that's going to be our M. Now, A is going to be action oriented. We need something that is going to be able to put to work tomorrow or today, something that I can do right now. What's an action that I can do right now to start to achieve these goals and to start improving? So that's going to be our A. Now, R is going to be realistic. Now, I don't know about you, but I've definitely shot for the stars before in the past, and that's great. It gives you that drive and it gives you, a really high goal to attain. But that's not always the most efficient way to go about it. It often leads to frustration and, a sense of, I'm never going to accomplish that, and it gets forgotten. So we want to make sure we're setting realistic goals that are going to be attainable and are going to be something that we feel that we can achieve. So that's realistic. Now, T is going to be timely. Timely, we need to figure out a timeline. When do we want this accomplished by? How long will it take? And what am I going to do afterwards? So that's that T piece, and it gives us a deadline. Make sure that we're following up and we're actually saying, hey, on this day, did you finish your goal? Is this where you wanted to be? Do we need to reset? Do we need to make a new one because it was achieved? Things like that. So that's our SMART acronym. We want to make sure that we're really, no matter what goal we set, we want to go through each one. We don't just want to say, hey, I want to win this game or I want to win this tournament, because that doesn't give us those steps that it takes to get there. Which brings me to my next part of this segment, where now we have the SMART goals. Now, what kind of goals are we going to set? So, beyond just short, mid-range, and long-term goals, which all need to be addressed, there's different types of goals. So like I mentioned before, winning the game, winning the tournament, those are going to be outcome goals. Those are going to give us, what do we want to achieve in the long run or in the short run. It's an outcome. It's a specific way it's results driven, things like that. However, we really need to focus on the process. How are we going to get to that outcome goal? So that's going to be our second type of goal. We have the outcome goals and we have the process goals. What are the steps we need to take to get there? If it's a ladder, let's, use an example. If it's a ladder, what are those rungs that are really going to be required to get to that overall goal, to get to where you're climbing to? And then there's performance goals. So performance goals are directly related to past performances by you. It can even be related to past performances by yourself, past performances from others. So if you're at a certain level and you want to be, the next, we'll call it Nico, who's a big name right now in CSGO, who's really performing well lately. If you want to make sure that your performance is going to be close or on par or trying to get to where he is, then that's going to be a performance goal. Or if I got, 55% accuracy last week, next week I want to go 65% and really, really refine my accuracy this week. That's going to be my goal. So taking a past performance and applying that to a process goal. So, if my outcome goal is win the next CSGO major, I need to make sure that I'm not only, setting that outcome goal, but taking into account what steps I need to take to get there and comparing to my past performances and things like that to make sure that it is something that may be attainable in the near future. So a quick recap on the goals that we mentioned is SMART goals: specific, measurable, action-oriented, realistic, and timely. We want to make sure that we're setting short, mid-range, and long-term goals. So that's going to be day-to-day training sessions, things like that. The mid-range is going to be, maybe 2 weeks from now, a month from now, and then the long-term is going to be a year, 2 years, 5 years. What do I need to do within these time frames? And then, we have the outcome goals, process goals, and performance goals. So make sure we're hitting all those and making sure we're constantly refreshing, resetting, checking back on our goals. We're writing them down. It's really, really important that we write these down. That way we're not forgetting about them and we can check back in and say, hey, did I hit that one? Did I hit that one? Did I hit that one? And check them off. So that's going to be my piece on goal setting. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at @DHims_esports. It's down at the bottom right of your screen for more content like this. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel to see future videos. One coming out every week, so stay tuned. And we really thank you for watching. We'll catch you next time.